Hello! Wanted to show you something that you'll really not find in any book or any photography lectures. Obviously, one of the key aspects, as I mentioned 1,000 times for professional photography, is obviously composition and expertise in light manipulation. And it is the case that projecting certain types of light, obviously angles, grids, reflectors, diffusers. I mean, there's 1,000 different reflectors and diffusers, but the premise is that, well, how do you control specifically other than cutouts? Say, for example, on the moon unit, which I have over here to the right, the inverse side of that, you can actually add paper cutouts for projecting stars onto someone's faces, or getting very unique particular designs and the specular reflections of someone's eyeballs, or specifically their sunglasses, which of course is a well-known entity and really rather easy to do, although some people actually sell these cutouts. But specifically, what about projecting a sphere of light? It has its own unique uses, and you would think that using a circular tube as a snoot on the end of your flash would accomplish that, but go ahead and test that and you will not get the results that you're looking for. Well, I'm going to stick a long circular cardboard tube on the end of my Speedlight, and that's going to give me a perfect circle of light. So you want to do a really low-key shot where you have maybe 2 stops under exposure of someone sitting in a chair, but you want to project a Hollywood-like a perfect circle of light. Well, I found a way to do it, and it does look kind of odd, but let me show you what it is. It kind of looks like something out of Harry Potter. It does look incredibly unusual, but this is it. Now, as I told you, if you use a snoot like this, you'll actually get a really fuzzy, undefined circle of light. Usually it's oblong, and it doesn't matter how you do it. You think, well, this is going to project a perfect circle, but go ahead and try that. It won't work. This is something I came up with some time ago. This is actually nothing other than a cardboard tube and another one of these cardboard tubes. And on the end of this is taped. Use this for Speedlight-Lensing, which nobody does. I mean, you can search high and low. I don't think there's anybody that's tried to modify like a lens on your camera, except in reverse. Instead of actually sucking in light using lenses and certain angles of fields of view, you're actually using the inverse on your Speedlight. And this is nothing other than a 2-inch crystal ball made out of nice, pure, clear glass. You can grab one off of eBay for like $6. I've actually taped this. Now you'd think, well, how far can you tape it? You can tape it all the way up to the midpoint. The actual projection of light only occurs at the very rim, basically kind of like the pupil of your eyeball. And what happens is a perfect circle of light is shot out. Now, if you actually vary the length of this, I actually have this in here in a sort of sling effect, so I can actually bring the tube in or bring it out. The more I bring it in, I can change the aperture, the size of the circle of light. Say I'm really close in, I just want a perfect circle of light on someone's face, or I want it to be larger. All I have to do is telescope this in or out. I was actually at about, 8 feet or so there with this sitting on the table, and I had like, about 4.5, 5 foot circle of light. But it was perfectly well defined. That's why I kept firing it. And filming video, it would typically not capture the perfect circle of light since it's occurring so fast from the Speedlight, but I'm sure you caught it there a few times. So I know this looks really odd, but it's actually very effective. And one of the key things is other people have found out that have bought like the ABR 800 ring light, is that that thing pays for itself instantly. It's like, well, people with not really much photographic skills are able to have people clamor to them, and of course, they're going to develop their skills. Well, the question then it must be begged, well, why? because that thing produces light like nothing else that their point and shoot can do, or if they have a speed light and a regular camera, they can't get that sort of light that comes out of that ring light. And I told you before in a prior video that one of the key aspects of photography and your expertise, and if you're going to be doing this for making money in corporate gigs or weddings, is that you got to be a magician. I mean, this stuff, you can't buy this stuff in any camera store or B&H photo. Does this look kind of odd? Yeah, but who gives a damn? It gives a result that's unique and no one else can duplicate it. Who else out there is talking about lensing of speedlight illumination? Nobody. How do you get a perfect circle, a perfect sphere of light, you know, using your speedlight? Well, any of the other light mods out there won't do it. You can't do it with this either. Well, that's perfectly certain. Yeah, but it doesn't make a perfect circle of light. It's very, very fuzzy, and usually it's oblong and cat-eye shaped, and that's not what you want. And by using this little orb, this 2-inch crystal ball, which I stole off a witch. No, just kidding. You get it off of eBay really cheap. They come out of China. They're very, very cheap and common. They're all over the damn place. I could achieve that sort of unique, I don't know what to call it, like a Hollywood effect or this specific type of illumination. And when you're able to do stuff that no one else can do, like people that have called in or emailed me about the ABR 800, it gives a unique light that they can't get anywhere. I mean, where else are you going to go for that? How many people have a true ring light? Not many. Not many do. You know, there's like billions of cameras out there. I mean, almost quite literally. There's almost a camera for every person on Earth. But the amount of ring lights, I mean, that's like, oh, one infinite fraction of 1% that actually have a true ring light, that have a professional photography. Everybody's trying to collect the cameras and the lenses. Well, what about the light? The light is what adds that spark and that breath of light to the photograph that make people pay you, and they give you repeat customers, and then it's word of mouth. And when you could do, you get a bag of tricks that no one else can do, that translates into business and making money, whether it's weddings or corporate gigs. It's just a fact. And as I stated before, you have to be a magician, like all professional illusionists. Technically, they're illusionists, not magicians, obviously. They make their own stuff. They're not going down to the hardware. You know, I like trick number 2, illusion number 6. They wow people with original crap they create in their own brain. Now, obviously, you can build this yourself. I showed you how. It's very, very simple. You know, all I've got here is 2 tubes, a large tube, a small tube that I can telescope in and out, and I got a 2-inch crystal ball. And what that does is it acts like a perfect lens for creating a perfect circle of light. And it may look goofy, but the results speak for themselves. You've seen it. It's perfectly round. Now think of how you could apply that. You can't buy this tool for B&H Photo. There's nobody else that's talking about Speedlight-Lensing. And by the way, I've got some more lensing videos coming up of unique light mod creations of mine, and I'll show them to you. And but try building one yourself. These are, I showed you in a prior video too, and I've got a few of these and a large one, and you can actually hold this out and focus in on the image inside the crystal ball, and everything else will be out of focus. So they make beautiful images. All you have to do is type in Google search crystal ball photography to see what I'm talking about. I suggest everybody do that on Bing or Google or whatever the hell you use. Crystal ball photography. And then you'll see immediately, wow, that's so neat. So you can buy one of these for $6. It's got a dual use for this and for the crystal ball photography, which people have been doing for quite some time now, but nobody's been doing this sort of stuff. And anyway, thanks for watching, and catch up in the next video. I'll show you some of my neat other invention light mods. Catch you later, bye.